This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, January 25th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The administration's expanding border wall troubles have affected President Biden's nominee for undersecretary of the Air Force. Stephen Dinan reports Melissa Dalton encountered trouble on Capitol Hill this week over her role in the Pentagon's sell-off of border wall construction materials. She said a wall could effectively mitigate the flow of migrants and acknowledged that the Pentagon wasted money by selling the materials so hastily. The government was paying $130,000 a day to store the material. When lawmakers started writing legislation to force the Pentagon to either use it or donate it to the states, the Department of Defense quietly began selling it to the public via an auction site. A D.C. pharmacy that's been regularly targeted by shoplifters will close next month. Matt Delaney reports national chain CVS is shutting down its location in Washington's Columbia Heights neighborhood. For months, thieves have stolen bath and beauty products, toilet paper, frozen foods, and other goods from the 14th Street Northwest location. A CVS spokesperson didn't address the location's crime issues when discussing the closure, but store employees said the shoplifting had become so widespread that even regular customers were joining in. The U.S. is hurtling toward a general election rematch, and a plethora of surveys over the past year find that most Americans don't want a Biden-Trump sequel. Seth MacLachlan reports voters cite the incumbent's age and his predecessor's legal baggage. The first in the nation New Hampshire primary provided additional fodder after more than 4 in 10 voters cast their ballots for someone not named Biden or Trump. Yet, barring a surprise or health crisis, it seems more than ever likely that voters will be sorting through a lesser of two evils choice leading up to November. In a new report, the Heritage Foundation says the state of U.S. forces is weak. A ranking from the conservative policy group, Mike Glenn reports, says years of prolonged deployments, poorly defined priorities, widely shifting security policies, and a profound lack of seriousness across the national security establishment led to the rating. Of the Pentagon service branches, the report rated only the Marine Corps as strong. And finally, we have an interview with Holocaust survivor Jack Werfel, one of just 245 living survivors, who says he's on a mission to warn young people about the dangers of anti-Semitism. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.